Roughly 2 weeks ago, we had an incredible live stream on the official Pi Day 2023 that you can by the way watch by clicking on the card up here. On that day, the Pi Network core team also published some news at 3:14 p.m. San Francisco time, while in this video I'm quickly going to summarize the important parts of that announcement for you. But before we get to that, as always, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything I share in this video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions and make your own decisions. My name is Christian Rauchenwald and today we are going to take a quick look at the official statement Pi Network published on Pi Day 2023 for all those among you that either didn't notice the announcement or just had no time to read the entire thing. To do that without wasting any of your time, I'm not going to read the entire announcement word for word to you, but will just provide you with a brief summary of each part of the announcement. You can obviously still go ahead and read the entire announcement for yourself by following the link in the description down below if you want. The announcement starts off by reminding everyone that Pi Network started already 4 years ago and continues by providing us with an updated user number. According to the announcement, Pi Network grew further and now has more than 45 million engaged pioneers all over the world. Let that sink in for a second, but don't let it stop you from inviting more users to join. The next part then focuses on reminding people about the goals of the enclosed mainnet, or in other words, what has to happen to finally reach the open mainnet. As shown, the two core goals of the enclosed mainnet period are to allow the majority of users to complete their KYC application and with that get them their first Pi coins into their mainnet wallet, and besides that the creation of real utilities for Pi coin, or in other words unique use cases that will ensure that once the open mainnet launches there'll also be enough people interested in buying Pi coins to get access to certain products, services or platforms that are potentially Pi exclusive or at least offer additional benefits to Pi coin holders. So while every single transaction made right now with Pi coins helps to prove that Pi coin is here to stay, regular transactions are not something that gives Pi a unique use case, since you could barter with any other cryptocurrency as well. The next paragraph then just points out that the core team has been hard at work and clarifies that the Pi Day announcement will focus on, in quotes, bigger topics, and that a separate product and tech update for the last quarter will be provided around the end of the quarter. That concludes the, in quotes, introduction of Pi Network's official statements and gets us to the interesting parts. First, KYC in one way or another is going to be available to all users. For some, that will mean being automatically validated, while for others that will also include the review of the provided document types through validators. In other words, if you haven't submitted your KYC application yet, open the Pi browser app and click on kyc.pi to get started, and if it's not working yet for you, just repeat that step once per week until it does. Also, if your KYC application appears to be stuck, click on the card up here to check out the video I made recently that explains exactly why that might be the case and what you should do. Moving on, the entire next section then focuses on the upcoming Testnet ecosystem, so a Testnet version that will allow developers to quickly get their apps deployed on the Testnet, including an interface that will offer all users easy access to those apps on the Testnet. That might not sound like much, but it should help make Pi Network more attractive to developers and easier for pioneers to test apps without the risk of actually losing any of their Pi coins from their mainnet wallets. An important note here is that the apps in the Testnet ecosystem will have lower requirements to get listed, since they are only able to interact with your Testnet wallet. Apps with bad intentions, in quotes, will therefore only be removed once users report the app and those reports get verified. But don't worry, for the mainnet that process will be much stricter to ensure only genuine apps actually make it there. The next paragraph in the announcement is actually quite short, but in comparison quite important, and addresses a new button that you can find in your Pi Network app by opening the main menu and selecting mainnet there. As you can see, there is now a new button that you can press to actually notify your referrals of the required KYC verification, which should help you to increase the number of referrals that actually complete KYC, which again increases the amount of Pi coins you actually will receive into your mainnet wallet. Unfortunately for me, that function right now appears to be stuck, but I assume that it's working fine for users with less referrals, so make sure to get that done once you've finished watching this video. Moving on to the next two sections of the announcement that pretty much just sum up to Pi Network has also published updates that help or make it easier for developers to create apps for Pi. All of that then brings us to a paragraph that talks about all the projects that were submitted during the Pi 2023 Q1 Hackathon and encourages users to keep voting for projects they like in the Pi Brainstorm app that you can also access through the Pi browser. That is then followed by the actual longest part of the entire announcement that translates to a huge "what you can do to help Pi Network succeed" section. However, before we jump into that, here's a short reminder for you to like, subscribe and enable notifications if you haven't already done so, to make sure you don't miss out on any future updates. Your like on this video in combination with your subscription doesn't cost you anything, but helps convince the YouTube algorithm to show this video to a bigger audience, which in turn just means more eyes on Pi Network and is therefore also in your interest. Anyways, back to the what you can do for Pi Network part of the recent Pi Day announcement and what it means for you. In short, it depends obviously on your specific situation and skills, but you should at least submit your own KYC application and then consider applying to become a validator after you passed, so you can help to speed up the KYC process for others and obviously tell your referrals to complete their KYC applications, plus keep spreading the word and inviting new users to join Pi Network. Besides that, if you are, for example, a developer, you should consider developing one or more apps for the Pi ecosystem or join an existing project and help them finish whatever app they are working on to help create more unique use cases for PiCoin and Pi Network, which again contributes to making sure that we reach the open mainnet faster. But even if you aren't a developer, you can act as an in quotes ambassador for Pi Network and, for example, approach businesses that might be willing to accept Pi as payment for their products or services, or approach companies that already have specific apps and try to show them the benefit of developing one or more apps for the Pi ecosystem. Or if all of that is too much effort or simply something you can't do for whatever reason, then at least contribute by using apps built for Pi, provide feedback to the developers and teams behind each app, and vote for projects in the Pi Brainstorm app. Last but not least, the announcement finishes with a part that also qualifies as what you can do for the project, by inviting each pioneer to share a short video on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag #WhatIDoForPi. In that video you can simply state what you are doing for Pi, like for example, I am a proud KYC validator and participated in 20 validations, or I want to build a Pi app to address this or that issue, and so on. That's however pretty much it, so while there wasn't any groundbreaking, unexpected news, Pi Network keeps making slow and steady progress, and it's more or less up to us individual users to help develop new use cases and spread the word about the project and the KYC verification to get us closer to the open mainnet that many are waiting for. As always, if you have any questions about Pi Network, feel free to just leave them in the comments down below, or use the link you can find in the video description instead to join our Discord community and discuss Pi Network and other projects with me and the community there. Thanks for watching, see you in one of my other videos, till then, bye bye!